Well, it's that time of night that the street lights are on here in Azay le Ferron. And not just the street lights, but also the moon. If it wasn't for the street lights, we'd be able to see that a lot more clearly. And the solar panelled flashy lights on the tree got enough sun today that they're managing to flash. They missed a couple of nights. We've had a bit too much cloud cover. But today we had just enough sun that's sort of jollies things up a bit, doesn't it? Oh, good morning to you, good morning. Tuesday, Mardi, the 6th of December 2022. Now, I think that you should start Christmas on the first Sunday of Advent, and Sunday just gone was actually the second Sunday of Advent. So, as far as I'm concerned, if you haven't already started thinking and preparing yourself and working your way up to Christmas, whatever that means for you, sticking up a tree or whatever, I think you're late if you haven't. Some people, some traditions will say, no, 1st of December is when you start Christmas. Well, whatever floats your boat. But today you really have no excuse, because the 6th of December, as most of you should know, is the feast day of St Nicholas. Now, in the world today, we think of St Nicholas or Santa Claus as a jolly fat chap in a red suit. Well, sorry and all that. That's commercial nonsense. St Nicholas was a bishop in a place that now is in Turkey. And there's a lot of legends about him. Some people say that he was at the Council of Nicaea, that he added his signature to the Nicene Creed. Some people say that, some people say, no, that's just not necessarily quite right. Not going to argue about that. It's a nice thought that he could have been. But whatever, St Nicholas is very much associated with Christmas. So let's think about him as we go into the church and have a look at the creche. Now, the idea of a creche is, it represents the stable in which Mary gave birth to the infant Jesus. And many people will have them around their houses. Some towns, they have competitions to see who has the nicest one. Now, let us approach the creche. There's always a certain amount of argument about what figures should be in the creche before Christmas Day. There's no problem with putting the full set in before Christmas Day. We're celebrating Jesus, who was born around about 2,000 years ago. We're not waiting for him to be born on the 25th. He was born. So, you know, there's no reason why you shouldn't put all of the figures in. But, you know, this being a church, at the moment there is no infant Jesus in the creche. There's one or two things that some will say shouldn't be here yet, like the three wise men, the we three kings of Orient are. There they are with their gifts of gold, frankincense and myrrh. And we look at the figures, the lady in blue, traditional colour for Mary. One assumes that this gentleman is Joseph, her betrothed. And we've got cows and is that a donkey and sheep. French word for sheep, mouton. And we've got shepherds. Now, one of the things with creche figures, very often they represent the culture where they were made rather than what you would expect a Palestinian shepherd to look like. If we look at this chap, he's about as French rural as you come with his pipes. I think it's fair to say these figures have been in use a while, haven't they? But there we are, there's the creche in the Church of St Nazaire, Azay le Ferron. Now keep looking at this statue, and I don't know who that is. I suppose we might assume it's St Nazaire. And on the lectern, scripture, open at the page for last Sunday. When the gospel reading comes from Luke. I beg your pardon, it doesn't. It comes from Matthew. Évangile de Jésus-Christ selon Saint Matthieu. En ce jour-là, pareil Jean le Baptiste qui proclame dans le désert de Judée: Convertissez-vous car le royaume des cieux est là.